Jester, say good morning. Good morning, everyone. Today is Thursday, May 14. And this is Massages. Hello, how are you? I know I'm a bit wacky. I've been waking up really early, not sleeping really well, so I am a little bit cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Okay, I'm coming on today because I want to go ahead and say a few things. I know that we're nearing the end of the year. I know that you guys have worked extremely hard in my class all year long because I expect so much of you guys, and I have pushed you guys since the first day of school to give me more, to give me more, to give me more. And so I know that I'm tired at this time of year just from that. But with this coronavirus, the addition of coronavirus in your lives and the way it's affected your lives and your family dynamic, the way your family interacts, is another piece that just adds more. And also getting ready to go to middle school, I know that piece. I know a lot of you are still thinking about that now. And also the way fifth grade is ending, I know some of you are still dealing with that, kind of like a mourning, like you are still regretting the way it's all ended, even though it's not someone to blame or something we can do. So I'm going to go ahead and say a few things about that. We are going to have something set up for you guys to celebrate you and the end of the year. And we're going to give you details on that as it gets put together. So don't think that we forgot about you and all your years at level or just all your years of elementary. Don't think that we forgot about you moving on to the next level and how important that is to you. I remember how important it was to me. So we've not forgotten about you. Your things are going to be available for pickup. Not this week. I'll give you information on that tomorrow. Miss Stewart, cat bomb. Miss Stewart and I have put most of your things together. I have found a few more random things to put together. We're here for you guys. I think you know that because you've continued to text Miss Stewart and myself and say things, but we're here for you guys now. And I want you guys to know we're here for you guys even next year. Because things are hard and you're trying to plug in and you're trying to have relationships with new teachers. We're always here. And Miss Stewart and I are going to be in the same rooms next year at Level, so you know exactly where to find us. I know how much you guys love and appreciate Miss Stewart. I can't with this cat. I can't. I know how much you guys love and appreciate Miss Stewart. And she's been awesome playing with you guys, laughing with you guys, joking with you guys. So I am really honored to be working with her another year. You guys know she's awesome, but I am super excited. And you guys and working with you guys, I've learned a lot about what I want to keep doing next year and also what I need to change. So thank you guys for giving me those lessons going forward. So for today, I know I'm not available for conferences again. As you can see, I look kind of nuts. I'm going to Level as soon as I finish this and eat breakfast. I'm going to go. I'm packing up my room. I'm packing up all these books. Lord, it's a good problem to have. And I'm not available to call you guys and conference with you guys. And even yesterday, a lot of you asked me questions, and I wasn't able to respond until 4 hours later when I got home. I commented back on YouTube. So because the schedule is choppy, because you guys are going through things, because it's the end of the year and all that, still finish strong. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to keep today light. I did a full lesson on yesterday's video. I know a lot of people probably did the work. They just didn't send photos. So I'm going to be clear with you guys about a few things. Every single assignment needs to be in on May 22 for report cards. May 27 is the last day of learning. But if I don't have your stuff by May 22, I have to do your grades early. Then it's impossible to put it in afterwards. Like you can't open it. I used to be able to, but you can't with the new system Skyward. So May 22, everything needs to be done. So your final exam is on Google Drive still. And your final exam says it's due May 27, but you guys know from the last video, from this video, from a couple times I've talked to you, that you need to have your final exam done and turned in by or before or on May 22nd. So take today to work on that final exam. If you want to use your journal for some of the questions and you don't have your journal yet, that's okay. There's still a lot of other questions for you to think about and consider and reflect on. Please go on Google Drive. Please click the rubric for your final exam, because at the very top it tells you exactly what an A would have, a B would have, a C would have, a D would have, and an F would have. And what I'm asking, and you guys need to remember, A and B is above average. So to get an A, you really have to be creating something special, and it needs to continue in your entire writing. So it's not just like free A kind of like you gotta do the work and you gotta do it well. But I told you everything at the top that you need. So if you have a question about that, you can message me. I know my plan next week is to help you guys kind of remember what some of those things are. But I tell you very clearly how to get that A or B, and you can do it, but it's going to take you some work and thinking. Not just writing, but taking your time and thinking about, does my writing have these things? Yesterday, you guys wrote a 4-page trouble story, but you created a character who was similar to you. You did not write about yourself. You took your own experience, or you took a friend's experience, or you took an experience that could happen in real life, and then you created a character to go through that experience. You didn't choose just any problem, though. You chose like a important problem. And I really like something, I believe it was Rachel, and she left a really insightful comment. So shout out to Rachel. And she said, characters, although they have like that one big problem, they have lots of problems. They have multiple little problems. And that's how we build tension, and that's how the trouble gets worse, is all those little problems that your character has along the way sets you up for that one big moment called a climax, that one like, whoa, huge, important trouble. So I'm going to give you today to work on your final exam and to get those 4 pages, not just completed, but are you using twin sentences from last week? Are you getting characters moving and talking? And in yesterday's video, I touched the top of my page, the middle of the page, and the bottom. And I wrote in sections. So go back to yesterday's video and rewatch it and think and chunk the video when you rewatch it. When I'm getting photos of work, I want to tell you guys what I'm seeing so you don't fall in this trap. What I'm seeing is I'm not seeing those strategies from last week being used in this story. And if you're not doing that, unfortunately, it's going to reflect in your grade. Okay, are we going to continue with this story? Are you expected to revise it? Yes. We did that work last week. We talked about every day you should go back and you should be adding twin sentences or adding moving and talking or rewriting important parts in chunks. So if you finished your writing yesterday, go back to yesterday's video. Go back to last Wednesday, last Thursday, last Friday. Watch those same videos and say, are you taking that learning in your new story? Are you ending sentences in a variety of ways? Some people are still not capitalizing the first letter of their sentence. With your spelling, if it's a word that's familiar, are you taking your time to spell it right? All of those things you need to do with your first draft of the story. That's my concern, is that I could teach you the next lesson for your story, but I didn't get a lot of turn-ins, which tells me people have it done or people are trying to wait and do it later, which is dangerous. Or people are taking their time and they're only able to do little pieces. That's what that's telling me when I'm not getting those photos, or just people aren't doing it. So rather than teach a new lesson, I really want to make sure that today, this is how you're going to be successful today. You need to submit that story, the 4 pages. Remember in yesterday's video, you didn't have to write the ending. You need to submit those 4 pages using strategies like rewrite important parts, next, and then. That was in yesterday's video. Twin sentences from last week, and also getting characters moving and getting characters talking. I need to see that in your story. So today, get your yesterday's story out, revise it, use that learning. I don't want this at all. I would hate to give you a low grade because you're not taking that learning with you. But if I teach a lesson on getting characters moving and talking, and you don't put it in your writing, did you really learn? No, you just did the same thing as usual. In school, the whole purpose is how are you getting better each day? That was the first thing I said to you guys the first week of school in August. I said, your job is to get a little bit better each day. So go back, revise, edit, work on your final exam. Some people have done iReady for this week and they got extra credit points. If you got an A on a blue lesson, that was 5. If you got a B, that was 4 points. If you got a C, that was 3 points. And if you got a 67 or 68 or 69% on a blue lesson, you got 1 point. A D was 1 point. So you could continue working on that iReady, but the extra credit is not a lot. If you don't do the story and you pass an iReady lesson, the iReady lesson is worth this much, the story is worth that much. So which one should you prioritize? The story. Okay, that's all. Today, it's like a catch-up day, but don't call it a catch-up day, it's a revising day. Take what you did, go back through it, and improve it. Because I'm not going to be doing this all the time. I understand it's the end of the year. I understand we're tired, but you guys are still learners. I'm still teaching. So you need to take your story, revise it, and you need to make sure that when you look at it, you can tell me, I took the learning that we've been doing and it's in my story. Okay? Tomorrow, you're going to have a new lesson about how to write different endings for your story. So story has to be written. And today is the last day I'm accepting last week's story. I have to cut it off. There's still so many people, not so many, there's quite a few people that are missing last week's trouble story. I gave you last Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, and Tuesday this week. Today's the last day. If it's not turned in today, it's going to go in the grade book as a 0 because it wasn't done, it wasn't submitted, and I'm not going to collect it late. I'm not, because I've given you ample time. I've given you plenty of time, and you've had plenty of opportunities to communicate. It's what it's all about, is communication. So, that being said, it's a lot of information about things that are due. May 22nd is your cutoff. Everything that we do has to be turned in and submitted by May 22. If it's not in on May 22, I can't grade it and I can't put it in on May 23, May 24, May 25, May 26, or May 27. That is your cutoff date. Anything else we missed, Chester? Details to come on picking up your things. Told you what you're going to be working on today. Revising editing. Told you about the cutoff for last week's work. Talked about iReady is not the most important thing. The most important thing is that you do the work daily. Oh, yesterday I forgot to update Google Drive and no one told me. What does that tell us, Chester? Are you checking Google Drive? No one told me. Follow the instructions. Go back to your story. Go back to old folders on Google Drive. Do your best work. Finish strong. That's all I got. I'm going to let you guys go ahead and revise that work. Do that work. That's all I got. I need to stop rambling. Have a good day. Bye.